A good film shows us the truth and the motives of its hero by allowing the viewer to dive into the world of the hero step by step through his tough journey. Situated in the peripheries of Kiambu County is Nderi village, where we trace our film hero. A village where her people and their animals understand when the director calls.
When you are on set, yes.
Wow. Nderi Film Village is one of a kind. The community has a deep history in Kenya's film industry.
Nderi Film Village has a very interesting history because we talk about the talents which have been grown from the time KBC used to make Tushauriane here. We are talking from 1989 all the way to 1993 or 94 there. I can't really remember when Tushauriane ended. But from there we had other shows with Kibwana Oguso, which used to come here. And the shows are like Tahamaki. I remember us shooting in the forest of Kefri and Kari, Tahamaki. We also have shows like Tausi. We have veterans here who have been born and bred by Tausi, the likes of Mboso, Boso Peter Thuo, we have Ponda Shege, we have Boro Kemani who used to play Maneno, and these are people we have grown up together.
According to the CEO of FWA, Entertainment, Film and Welfare Ensemble, Nderi has been a platform for dreams actualization to many producers and young upcoming artists.
Lina. Lina. Msupa. Kuja hapa, utaitika?
I am reminded that a mentionable number of legendary productions were done here.
Nderi Film Village, I'm part of the pioneers because we started productions in 1995. Actually 93 after high school. We formed acting teams that included Moonlight. We were doing set books in schools and acting for guidance and counseling in high schools. Many schools, we traveled to many schools, plus the set books, and then we upgraded. When we acted in Tausi, after KBC, we came and formed production companies. Karanja is one of the pioneers. He has mentored a lot. We worked with him from his college time when he was an intern at KBC when we were doing Tausi. And with him, we have seen Nderi grow to what it is now. It is our favorite location for many production houses. We've mentored a lot of students. They have passed through our hands and they're doing good.
Not only does this village boast of talent growth, but also additional value to the country's economy.
Through film, there has been a lot of community change because this is the only village in Kenya whereby you find mothers and grandmothers coming to ask you how they are supposed to paint their houses. Why? The economy of film in Nderi, if I trace to 1990s, we are talking about an economy which is about 20 to 50,000 shillings every day. And any given time, we are talking about 4 or 5 productions which are being done here. Hotels are used, vibandas for eating are used also as locations. Sometimes we have a famous cafe there called Jerry's Cafe, whereby 300 to 400 people actually can be hosted for outside catering when the food is cooked there, and they enjoy the services. So the economy of film in Nderi has really grown.
Tumepelekana na yeye, nakumbuka kuna kipindi alikuwa anashutia hapa, ilikuwa inaitwa Lusa. Na hiyo kipindi watu walikuwa wanaipenda sana. Watu tumewapikia, hata mimi nilikuwa nafurahia juu hata hoteli yangu saa hiyo watu wanaona kwa runinga, wanakuja kukula kwangu, hata kazi inaongezeka sana.
Kazi ambayo mtu anaweza kujimudu nayo. Lakini sisi
Wengine tulikuwa tunaambia wachana na hii kazi, enda ukuwe driver, uendeshe matatu. Fuata ndoto yako. Kama wewe ni kijana uko nyumbani, fuata ndoto yako. Na ukifuata ndoto yako, ndoto ndiyo huyo inakuja, mnakutana nayo katikati. Ukifuata kabisa na ukiamini, mnakutana.
Growing up, Karanja and his allies had the urge to make an impact in Nderi village through film.
We did form a company sometimes back, I think in the 1990s, which was called Hidden Talent Communications. And that was right after finishing secondary school, when we were trying how to get into the film industry. And we used to meet under a tree. I remember we used to meet under a tree and craft our way forward in terms of if we were to act movies. Because we have come from a background whereby we used to enjoy watoto kaeni chini movies, courtesy of Facture Films. And one day we were always saying, one day when we become people who can make this kind of productions, we would like to make our village, which is called Nderi, famous. So now here we are. And we can talk about the whole Nderi village having about a minimum of about 1,000 people who we can say they are veterans in terms of film and television.
Karanja for many years, all the way from the 90s. And we've done a lot together. We started off in a group. We used to call ourselves Hidden Talent Communication, where we tulitafutana wale wanafilamu wote tulikuwa hapa Nderi. Tukaja tukakaa chini tukaona ni vizuri tuanze kampuni ambayo tutakuwa tukiendeleza kazi zetu za sinema nayo. So that's how we met with Karanja. But actually we grew up together in this village.
Karanja reveals to me his driving force towards community empowerment.
My greatest motivation has always been God. My second greatest motivation is my parents. Because I remember my mother, because I used to be very good in accounts. My mother thought that I needed to be the next Auditor General in the Republic of Kenya. And I remember when I said no, I wanted actually to go and do filmmaking. So her idea was, why do I want to become a very poor journalist? Because I remember there was only one journalist in the whole area of Kikuyu and Kabete constituency. And he used to work for that newspaper, which is called Kenya Times. Those days we used to call it Kenya Sometimes. So you can imagine my mother now looking at that journalist and seeing the future of her child in the eyes of that journalist. So I think by giving me a chance to expose myself in terms of storytelling and being the driving force in terms of even making sure that they are peasant farmers, so they educated me all the way to KMC for my professional training. I think they are my heroes in a way, and I respect them so much for that. Finally, the community here, they have embraced film in a big way.
Known to many, Karanja has been a source of motivation and inspiration to both the young and the old, with some even terming him as a hero.
Karanja is a hero. He has helped a lot of students, a lot of families to put bread on their table, and he continues to mentor them. He's like currently when we are shooting Kina, we are at his beck and call. Yeah, he's a teacher, a great teacher, beacon.
Education is one of the big 5 agendas. Just how much involved is Nderi village into this?
And I also like working with my former students, everybody. We collaborate a lot in productions. In a way that also helps because they bring in new ideas. They become my teachers. And in the process, my relevance continues to become and to even develop and grow in the film industry.
And with him, we have seen Nderi grow to what it is now. It is our favorite location for many production houses. We've mentored a lot of students. They have passed through our hands and they're doing good.
Many villagers, colleagues, friends have such praises, and yes, many owe it to Karanja for their personal growth.
Karanja, he's a great man. He's a producer, and actually he's the one who has mentored me. He's been of help because he's been helping us in morally, and he supports us by equipment. na Nderi imefika penye imefika kupitia kwake.
Karanja is one of my mentor. Right now I'm a director, I'm an editor, I'm a scriptwriter. I've worked with him in various productions. One was Jijazie back then. But kwa sasa, this is our area. This is where we come for our rehearsals sometimes. Then we take our scene somewhere else.
So much has been achieved through Karanja's efforts, yet I am interested to know what is in future for this incredible.
Moving forward, actually we've been talking even with the government, whereby is there a possibility of putting a film hub here? Because right now, if you talk from the time I started, most of the children, those who are born then, are young adults. We are talking about people who are between 20 to 24. Those are not young people now anymore. Those are the youths that we are involving in terms of film production. And when we have seen that they have grown looking at the culture of filmmaking, the substance of it is able to help us to look into the way forward. Even before we wait for the film policy, which the government has promised before the end of the year we are going to have it, we are looking for the quick wins. One of the quick wins is how do we continue cultivating that culture of filmmaking? How do we make sure that our youths are able to make and earn money using film?
Here is a piece of advice to the stars. Well, for those that feel that they are stars.
The best thing that you can ever do to yourself is to remember your roots and to remember the purpose of where you are going and who you want to become. You cannot become a star, because I usually say stars are in the sky and they only are visible during the night and they shine when there are no crowns. So it's important actually to understand being humble, remaining humble, always committing to the purpose of who you want. That is actually what is very important.
Yangu kama meli ikisafiri baharini, sio kwamba sikupendi, nisikize mpenzi kwa makini, mawimbi ya maswali yanikera, yanitatiza, kila siku nikilala akilini najiuliza, je, itakuwaje tukivuka mpaka, nikisema nakutaka tuishi bila fikira.